Syrium is Mr. Nick Schofield, Madison de Burley, Tom Scudamore, Alderburn AP McCoy, Natal is Sam Thomas, Harris Bay, Chock Thornton, Tora Bora, Sam Jones, Ardahay, Paddy Brennan, Boychuk is Richard Johnson, Tickram is Jamie Moore, Briery Fox, Mark Bradman, Vodka Bleu is Timmy Murphy, Takeout 12, Bowleys is Robert Walford, and Cruising River Dominic Ellsworth. They are the 13 runners for the BGC Silver Cup.
This 105 coming up shortly. It's 4-1 Alderburn, as I mentioned, 7-1 Harris Bay, Cruising River solid at 15-2. Syrium very well back this morning from 10s into 8-1. That's a solid price for the top weight, the best backed horse outside the favourite. It's 15-2 bar the one now.
Miles is the trip on the run towards the first. Boychuk and Tora Bora with Madison du Burley are the first three to take it. Ardahay's the back marker with Briery Fox. Marginal error in midfield by Tickram as they're on towards the second. Boychuk leading from Tora Bora and Madison du Burley. And a mistake by Natal at the second. It was quite a serious one as well. He gave it quite a whack as they race on towards the open ditch, which is number 3. And it's Boychuk who leads Madison du Burley from in third place Tora Bora in the red cap. Tickram took it in fourth. They're all over safely. Ardahay continues to be the back marker with Briery Fox, and also held up is Syrium. So racing towards number 4. Boychuk over by 2 lengths from Madison du Burley, Tora Bora. Tickram is over in fourth side of Harris Bay, then Cruising River. Alderburn's in midfield with Natal and Vodka Bleu, just about a line of 4 there for about 7th, 8th and 9th places. Syrium still held up towards the rear of the field in company with the patiently ridden Ardahay and Briery Fox. So Boychuk turns at the far end, just beginning to string them out by a couple of lengths from Madison du Burley with Tora Bora in third, 2 lengths to Harris Bay in fourth place with Tickram also sharing that position as Boychuk reaches the next. Alderburn and Bowleys next, racing in about 6th or 7th in midfield. Cruising River's the one that's out a little wider with the green sleeves as Boychuk takes the next plain one. Watching them all over that, Ardahay was the last to rise, and so far no signs of anxiety from any of the riders as Boychuk leads by about 2 to 3 lengths from Madison du Burley and Tora Bora. Ardahay the back marker over it. So Tickram races in fourth place with Harris Bay 5, Bowleys in the yellow colours, head of Natal red and yellow, Alderburn midfield with Vodka Bleu and the spotted cap as they take the last of this line of fences, Briery Fox, Syrium and Cruising River, and Ardahay at the rear of the field. So they turn back towards home, still with well over a circuit to travel. Boychuk made every yard of the running so far, leading by 2 lengths from Tora Bora in the cheek pieces on the outside of Madison du Burley, and they're now about 4 lengths clear from Tickram. Harris Bay towards the inside, Bowleys, Alderburn being brought a little wider to get a clear sight of this fence, which looms now as they take that, and they're all over, and they're all still standing and covered by about 12 to 15 lengths. So Boychuk down towards fence number 10 of the 20, just about mark the halfway stage. And Boychuk, ridden into it, responds with a good leap. Madison du Burley got in a little tight. And so far, the jumping's been pretty good. Alderburn was just briefly shaken along in about 7th place. So the order passing us is Boychuk in the blue with the hoop. Tora Bora, the cheek pieces, red cap. Madison du Burley, noseband, red cap. Then Tickram. Tony McCoy sending Alderburn closer. Just trying to get him involved in the race. Shook the reins about a furlong or so ago. He's on the outside of Bowleys, racing in 5th and 6th. Harris Bay's lost ground slightly, has been passed now by Natal and also by Syrium, who's getting involved for the first time. Comes Vodka Bleu, and they're away from Cruising River, who's beginning to struggle. Briery Fox and Ardahay have always been towards the back of the field. So Boychuk takes the first racing away from us, and Cruising River is definitely beginning to struggle towards the rear of the field. Boychuk leading from Tora Bora, Madison du Burley, Tickram and Alderburn, who's appreciably closer now, jumps that in 5th from Bowleys. Making ground through the field is the David Johnson first colours of Vodka Bleu as Harris Bay receives reminders. Harris Bay, who lost his position. So far the Henrietta Knight pair just beginning to struggle as Boychuk leads them on towards the next. Boychuk made every yard from Tora Bora. Madison du Burley have always been handy. Tickram in 4th place, then Alderburn in 5. Natal, recovering from that serious error on the first circuit, moved into 6th from Bowleys, Vodka Bleu. Then comes Syrium as they take the next fence. Harris Bay, Ardahay, and the back 2 over it were Briery Fox and Cruising River. So Boychuk turning at the far end by 2 lengths from Madison du Burley and Tora Bora. In fourth place, Tickram. Again, Tony McCoy pushing along Alderburn, who's still close enough, but he's receiving reminders suggesting the champion may just feel that he's racing a little idly, and he's certainly under pressure at this stage. Natal comes next from Bowlees, Serium and Vodka Bleu, and they make up the leading group as they come up towards the next. Boychuk is over in front from Tickram, who's travelling very strongly at this stage in proceedings. At the rear of the field, Harris Bay, I think, is about to be pulled up. Cruising River has been pulled up. As over in front, Boychuk with Tickram still travelling well on his outside. Madison du Berlay comes next from Tora Bora. More reminders for Alderburn. A patient ride, Timmy Murphy creeping closer on Vodka Bleu in the spotted cap with Serium and Natal, the Nichols pair. Then Briery Fox. Bowlees has lost ground. Ardahay has never really got involved. Boychuk giving a bold sight out in front. Now Tickram is off the bridle. Alderburn, responding to the rider's urgings, has moved right through now to dispute the lead, and the complexion changes as Boychuk gives way on the home turn. Tickram goes on from Alderburn and Never Say Die McCoy ride. Madison du Berlay still softly. Timmy Murphy creeping into contention on Vodka Bleu. Then behind these, Boychuk, Tora Bora and Natal. Tickram and Alderburn are hard at work. Murphy poised, goes to run between horses at the second last. Alderburn, Vodka Bleu jumps to the front, and it's Vodka Bleu who leads them on towards the last. Vodka Bleu, what will he find? So far it's enough. He's beginning to find 3 lengths on Madison du Berlay and Alderburn, who look one paced on the run down towards the last. Vodka Bleu ridden into it, responds with a good leap. In second, Madison du Berlay, and then Alderburn off up the run in, and it's Vodka Bleu in the first time blinkers being driven out. A textbook Timmy Murphy ride. He pounces and will give David Pipe a 1-2 as Madison du Berlay will chase him home. Alderburn in third. Boychuk rallies, having run a brave race to shade Tickram out of fourth, and they were clear of Briery Fox.
Number 11, Vodka Bleu, 12-1 under Timmy Murphy. Second was number 2, Madison du Berlay at 8-1, and third was number 3, Alderburn, 4-1 favourite. Not always entirely willing, but certainly had every chance, didn't he, turning in under a determined AP McCoy.